Hey everyone, welcome back to Flashback Flicks. If you enjoy our recaps, don't forget to like and subscribe to support the channel. Now, let's dive into the recap. Embark on an adventure with Missing Link. Follow Mr. Link and Sir Lionel Frost as they trek across the globe in search of family and friendship. Get ready for laughs, excitement, and a journey like no other. The film opens with the explorer Sir Lionel Frost traveling with his partner Mr. Link to the middle of a lake. There, they come across the fabled Loch Ness monster. Lionel lassos the beast and gets a picture of it, but it then grabs Mr. Link with its jaws and drags him underwater. Without hesitation, Lionel dives in to save Mr. Link, but the camera is destroyed after the monster whips their boat with its tail. After this encounter, upon returning to London, Mr. Link quits being Lionel's partner due to the constant distress he finds himself in, as well as Lionel's obvious lack of care for those he brings along on his trips just for the sake of earning credibility. Later, Lionel looks through his letters and comes across one inviting him to find proof of the existence of the Sasquatch. Determined, he grabs a large stone footprint he came across which he believes belonged to the Sasquatch. Subsequently, Lionel brings his findings to the Optimates Club, a society of so-called great men who devoted themselves to New World discoveries. They have always refused to allow Lionel to join due to his constant lack of proof in his explorations. He speaks to the club's snooty leader, Lord Pigot Dunsabye, and offers to find veritable proof of the Sasquatch. The man breaks Lionel's footprint and dismisses his claims, but Lionel tells him he is wrong. Seeing that he is being challenged, Pigot Dunsabye accepts Lionel's wager to join the society if he does find the proof he seeks. Soon after, Pigot Dunsabye tells his assistant Mr. Colic that he is going to hire a bounty hunter, Willard Stank, to kill Lionel before he can bring shame to their club. Meanwhile, Lionel travels through Old Kemp Creek to make it to the forest where he discovers the Sasquatch. To his surprise, the creature is capable of speech, as well as reading and writing. He brings Lionel to his cave and tells him that he wrote the letter to go find him. He also knows of Lionel due to several unflattering newspaper articles on him. The creature wants Lionel's help in guiding him to the Himalayas where he believes he will find other creatures like himself, and that way he won't feel alone. Agreeing to help, Lionel figures he must disguise the creature to get him through a crowd. He dubs him Mr. Link, and they head off together. However, he tells Mr. Link that they will need to find a map kept by Lionel's old friend, Aldous Fortnight, who has recently passed away and left behind his widow, Adelina. As they begin their journey, they stop in town for the evening and go into a bar. They are spotted by Stank and a couple of other goons. If you're enjoying this recap, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Share your feedback in the comments to help us improve our content. Let's get back to the video. Lionel knows of Stank's reputation for hunting game. Eventually, after Mr. Link makes himself known to the crowd, they began to fight each other, which extends onto the rest of the patrons who start to fight one another. In the chaos, Lionel and Mr. Link get away, and they realize they have to keep things moving to avoid Stank. Later, Stank sends updates to Dunsabye about the creature's existence and his progress, then quietly follows the two. Later on, Lionel and Link make their way to Santa Ana to find Adelina. She and Lionel used to be involved before she married Aldous, and Adelina is less than welcoming to Lionel since he didn't go to Aldous's funeral. Despite his attempts, after Lionel makes it clear he only came for map, Adelina tells him no and sends him and Link on their way. Undeterred, later that night, Lionel and Mr. Link attempt to sneak back into Adelina's house to get the map, but Mr. Link manages to wake up Adelina and her butler when moving the safe containing the map. In the confusion, the butler shoots the safe out the window by mistake, which allows Lionel to grab it and run away with Mr. Link. The following day, the two arrive at the train station in disguise as a nun, but Adelina gets there and easily spots them. Unfortunately, Stank is also there and has spotted them, and he begins to shoot at the heroes. Quickly thinking, Lionel tricks him into believing that they hopped onto the train, but he and Mr. Link, now joined by Adelina, get away and hop onto a carriage to their next destination. During the trip, Adelina warms up to Mr. Link and becomes interested in helping him find Shangri-La, where Aldous believed they would find the Yeti. Soon after, the trio gets onto a boat, where Lionel warns Mr. Link of what will happen to him if Stenk finds him, in full graphic detail. However, the only concern Lionel has is to win his wager with Piglet Dunsabye. Annoyed at his insincerity, Adelina talks to Lionel in her room about his treatment of Mr. Link. Eventually, Lionel goes to find Link outside where he asks him what kind of name he would prefer. Mr. Link recalls a time when he saw a prospector who smiled at him instead of running away as everyone else does, and he names himself Susan after her. A moment later, Stenk appears and tries to get the heroes, but they fight him off. In the scuffle, Adelina is accidentally knocked overboard but hangs on for her life. Link goes to save her, albeit clumsily. Meanwhile, Lionel manages to evade Stenk once again and gets away on a boat with Adelina and Link. Stenk reports his failure to Lord Piglet Dunsabye once again, and we cut to him throwing a tantrum. After a long journey, the heroes travel through India before reaching a town to find a guide named Gammu. They are overheard by Gammu's granddaughter Amma, who brings them to Gammu's home. After an awkward few minutes, Lionel asks her how they will find the Yeti tribe, but she doesn't want them to go there because then everyone will find out they exist. However, Link reveals himself as a beast, which causes Gammu to faint. When she wakes up, she points them in the direction where they may find the Yeti. Due to her old age, she won't be able to guide them, but her granddaughter can. The next morning, the trio heads to Shangri-La. Not long after, Gammu's home is found by Piglet Dunsabye, Stenk, and Colic. Stenk threatens Gammu's great-grandson so she can tell them where the heroes are headed. Eventually, the trio reaches Shangri-La and are found by the Yeti, who bring them to the Yeti Elder. She shows them their land, but they regard Link as their country cousin, and therefore not fit to live among them. The Elder orders her soldiers to throw the heroes into a pit as prisoners. Down there, Link feels sad that his own kind would reject him, while Lionel continues to grouse about not making it into the Optimates Club. Frustrated, Adelina tells him off over how selfish he is and the fact that those men don't care for him, so he has no reason to do so himself. After cheering him up, Link helps Lionel and Adelina get out of the pit before he climbs out himself. In their attempt to escape, Link draws the Yeti's attention to them, and they chase after the heroes. Outside, they try to run across the ice bridge, only for Piglet Dunsabye, Colic, and Stenk to corner them. Piglet Dunsabye wants to make sure Lionel never brings back proof of Link's existence, but Lionel finally tells him off on how he no longer cares about joining the club and that Link is his friend. Piglet Dunsabye then shoots the bridge and starts smashing it to kill the heroes, but his plan backfires, and he falls to his death as everyone runs to the other end. Mr. Colic soon follows. Now hanging on for dear life, the heroes are confronted by Stenk, who stands above them and tries to kill them just for his own pride. With no other option, Lionel pulls him down, and they begin to slap fight just as Link attempts to hold onto an icicle to save his friends. Stenk falls and holds onto Lionel's foot, but the tip of the icicle breaks off and falls onto Stenk, sending him to his doom. After pulling themselves up, the heroes look back at the Yeti, and Link blows the Elder a raspberry. Now that their journey has come to an end, Lionel attempts to make his move on Adelina, but she decides to set off on her own adventure and to live for herself. Realizing what he truly wants, Lionel decides to ask Mr. Link to be his new exploring partner, to which he accepts. In the end, the two return to London, now bound by friendship and mutual respect. In the final scene, a framed photo shows Lionel and Link together, symbolizing their enduring bond and the adventures yet to come. If you enjoyed this recap, be sure to like, subscribe to Flashback Flicks, and click the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for joining us, and keep the adventure alive.